Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface, Quantum Leap 2022. The woke reboot of the amazing series from, was it 1989 to 93? Of the travels of Sam Beckett. Oh, weren't they so good? Well, guess what? This reboot, not doing so well in the ratings. It's actually doing abysmally in the ratings, and color me surprised. Sorry, my bad. Person of color me surprised. So before I go into the ratings themselves, a couple of things I want to go over. The main one is when the casting call for this show was leaked, released. I don't know the security around them, but it was released. And the show very specifically said, no white men. No cis heteronormative white men, whatever they like to, whatever stupid words they like to say, not allowed. No. Not for the main cast. No. This is modern day, and modern day is racist. Sorry. Progressive. It's very difficult. Those two words just go hand in hand nowadays, you see. So they wanted a lead male cast, but they wanted it to be Asian. They got one. He's actually pretty good. Shame about the show. But you could go for one of the roles if you were like fake. I'm a non-binary. Oh, you're one of the made up one. Oh, we're using our made up things. Okay, right, yeah. So whack a bit of lippy on you. Do your hair stupid. Whatnot. Dress like David Bowie in the 80s. And then, of course, stick that on your resume. And you're open for all kinds of roles nowadays. Because people are petrified not to take you because you'll destroy their life and career. What wonderful times we live in. But the show's casting call for the main characters was no white men, no. And then when you got to the guest stars, whatever, it became a bit of a free-for-all. So I don't know if these people ever watched Quantum Leap from back in the day. But one of the main premise for Quantum Leap was writing what went wrong. Racism isn't right. Exclusion isn't right because you want to, inverted commas, push your progressive ideology. All you do is expose your own racism, and you also expose the fact that you don't believe that actors who are not white can't get roles off their own merit. So you make these ridiculous statements in the casting calls where you exclude. That is against the fundamental principles of what the show was about, because Sam leapt into all kinds of different people. Now, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying they should have cast a straight white man. I'm saying straight white men should have had the option to go for any of the roles instead of being excluded. So I immediately have no sympathy for your show from the get-go because you're a bunch of twats. So let's, with that being said, get into the ratings for the show. Now, I believe this is a 10 p.m. on NBC, and it overlaps with the Monday Night Football. But with all of that said, it debuted to a very unimpressive 0.47 demo and 3.348 million. Now, I'm British. Sometimes New Zealander. It's a thing. Don't worry about it. And I spoke to a few of my American friends because I deal predominantly with Americans nowadays. It's quite weird. I went to a restaurant. I know, sidetracked. I went to a restaurant a few weeks ago, and the waitress said, to me, "Oh, are you from America? You got American twinge." And I was like, "Cough." So I hope I'm not picking up any bad habits. I don't think so. But she said certain words I was, let's just say she ended up in the Dharma documentary. You know what I'm saying? Okay, don't worry. Please, don't worry about that. My fridge is empty. It's just got lollipops in it. Which is a contradiction because it can't be empty and have a lollipop. Anyway, so I spoke to some of my American friends, and they said this is not good. This is not good. A show in this slot should be doing around about 5 to 6 million. That's what it should be doing for it to be okay. You know, this is doing all right. I went across various TV rating sites that, you know, they don't have any political leaning. They just literally report what the ratings are. And then you might get a subjective, you know, objective, subjective opinion on that rating. And everyone was saying this has started off cold. This is a bad start for the show. Not good. So when the second episode rolled around, it was unbelievable. And I'm talking the demo that dropped. Because the demo went from a 0.47 right down to a 0.34. They lost a substantive audience in the 18 to 49 bracket. They tuned out. They saw the first episode. They tuned out. They were done. And the ratings themselves fell by 17.2%. So that went down to 2.772. So the people in the ratings websites that I visit to try and get as balanced an opinion, you know, to see whether or not one site says, well, actually, this is this or this is that. I legitimately do. They were just like, this is barely passable. Ouch. And then episode 3 dropped on Monday. Ratings came out yesterday, but I didn't want the preliminary ratings. I wanted the actuals. And the demo rose slightly, just by under 6% to 0.36, which is, again, still not good. But the audience lost another 200,000 viewers, dropping it down to 2.5. This is already on a relatively steep decline. When you look at how much has been lost, nearly 1 million viewers, 800,000 viewers have been lost from the first to the third episode, and the first episode didn't even do well. Now, I will give, never mind the casting, Ernie Hudson, he's okay. He's a good actor. And the main lead, the Asian main lead dude, he's good. He's got a lot of charisma and a lot of personality. And I'd be quite interested to see more of him as, what, he's called Ben Song in this, not Sam Beckett. Sam Beckett is a character, but not in the show. But to me, they've completely and utterly missed the point. Because the exciting element of Quantum Leap was the leap itself. Sam would leap into a person's body, male, female, black, white, whatever. There'd be fun episodes, there'd be serious episodes. But when he leapt, the story's full focus was Sam Beckett in that place. And then Al, Dean Stockwell, would turn up in a funny suit, talking about his 68 wives and all that kind of jazz. Adding a little bit of color, a little bit of comic relief and levity to the show as well. Or adding to it, depending on the relationship with that episode. But the focus would be all the way through until Sam corrected what went wrong and then leapt into the new person. And then we got the, oh boy, what have I got myself into for the next one? This Quantum Leap, this pathetic woke reboot which is so boring, introduce boring characters that do and add nothing to the show, and they spend half of the time, probably more, in the real world talking about bullshit while we get little snippets of Ben doing his stuff in the leap. They've complete and utterly missed the point that it's the leap that's the magic of the show. You have somebody which leaps into different people in different time periods to fix what went wrong. That's the magic. And to you want to sit next to somebody who has a made up fucking gender, going, "Oh God, I'm totally against monogamy." Oh, just shut up. Or a security woman, head of security, that does nothing, and in the first episode was so useless, she told her boss to fire her. And I was like, yeah, Ernie, you should. But he didn't because, diversity quota, I guess. Their lives, the mystery of why Ben went into the machine isn't the magic. It isn't the fun. It's the leap itself. This show has completely missed the point. It's missed the mark. And it's spent, with its casting, too much time trying to tick boxes instead of maybe focusing on intelligent writing, fun storylines, and getting behind your main character. I expect this to drop more. I won't do this on a weekly basis, but I'll drop in after a few weeks and we'll see what position it's in then. Until then, you take care. Bye for now.